me mid-mouthful. G'day, Bob. Come on, you coming in? Come on, in you come. He's a good boy. Oh. Dude, I'll tell you what, the last few minutes goes really quick. G'day, how are you? I'm Steve Hay. Welcome to Woodworking Masterclass, the home of chaos, mayhem, and occasional woodworking made music stand. If Ray's there, I've just got to get my chat up because I'm all running all against myself and beside myself and everything else. G'day, Ed, how are you? G'day, Lazar. Hey, Reginald. John, how are you? Now, let me just get all this. Thought, oh dear, have I had a week or have I had a week? I'm just filling in time. I think they call this a vocal pause, where I just dribble more than usual. Well, that's good to hear, Ed. I'm pleased you're fine. There we go. Hey, Rick, how are you? Thanks for dropping in. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try that again. G'day, this is Steve Hay, Woodworking Masterclass. Welcome to the workbench, where we're going to get some work done today, but I've got to finish my breakfast. You got no idea how quickly that time goes. I put 45 minutes on the counter this morning, and I thought, ample time. I'm going to find the other glasses so I can read. Ample time to get everything done. No. Then I look at my clock. That's the wrong ones again. It's 4 minutes to go. And I haven't done my check to make sure I've got all my cameras and everything. Actually, I'm just going to double check my check. I'm pretty sure it's right. And then I thought, oh, that's good. I've got time to have my breakfast. And then I looked at it and there was less than a minute to go. And I was running out of time, so I need that motivation. Lights on, TV screens on, SD cards in. Overhead we're not using at the moment. Lapel mic works. Turn off compressor, I haven't even turned it on yet. Actually, I better turn it on. Oh, no, it's a pain. We'll go without it. Glue pot's on. Not worried about that anymore. That's gone, that's gone. I've got tidy up work area. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Headphone, all right, I'm going to give it a clap. Now, the reason I do that is because these cameras that I record with, I can synchronise them because that clap actually comes up as a sound spike when I'm editing. So it's all good. Hang on, how are we going for centre screen here? Let me have a look. Oh, that one's a little bit off. Boy, have I had a week. It's been a good week, but very busy, new opportunities coming through, which I'm happy about. Discovering new things, trying new ideas, breaking new ground, revisiting some old ground. I might need that latest. No, I'll hang it up. Oh, try and get some order here, because, oh, Jesus, it's a schmozzle. So what I want to do is move that, what are we looking at? Nothing at the moment. I want to make another one of these. Hang on, let's see if we can go to there. Which one's that one? That's that one. That's not the one I want, that's the one I want. Okay. Making another one of these, a leather strop. Now this is on ebony. I've just got a new project that I've got to design a lot of ebony projects, which I'm happy about, but it takes its toll because ebony's a bit tough. Where's Ray? Ray's not on yet because he'd have a shot at me about going the wrong way in a router, and if you go the wrong way in a router with ebony, whoomp, it makes a heck of a mess. Then we're going to go and revisit this, or visit this. This is a box. That's the top. And these are the curved sides of the top. So I've got to clean those up. Got to make new ends for another one I'm doing here, which is also a curved one. So I've got to make the ends up. I'll show you the secrets with that, or one of the secrets, how to do it. What else was I going to do? strop. That. Oh, I might do some tessellations, which are good fun because I want to do some designs. Just ordered some coloured veneer. So I've got 2 packs of it. I can't find it for love nor money. I found a couple of pieces the other day, so we'll play around with those pieces. And as usual, g'day Ray, mate, you missed it. You should have seen me on the router yesterday going the wrong way with Ebony. Boy, does it rip out. And then I picked a bit up and I thought, oh, that's the bit that flew out. No, it was Blackwood, not Ebony, but it's in there. So this one will be a second, this one will be for me. Also had to cut mitres with compound curves. That's something that I have had a huge learning curve on over the last few days. And how to make a template. We might cover that too. But that's about it, I think. I can take a breath now. Bob's here. He's only waiting for me breakfast. There you go, look at that. You're a good boy. As soon as I start, look at you, watch him. No, I'm going to eat it first, all right? You can have what I don't eat. This is where I wish I had a 2-minute little doco or something I could show you. To fill in time while I have brekkie. But what I might do is throw that down my neck. Melbourne weather decided to come west. G'day Duck, how you going, mate? Good to have you back in the chat room. Let me see. All right, I think I'll put the keyboard away. Oh, I've just got to mix up some glue because I've run it out of glue I've done. And this, I can't remember if I put it in here the other day. Yes, I did, look at that. It's most likely all frozen over now. Oh no, that's not too bad. Okay. Oh, yeah, the glue had started to go a bit horrible yesterday, but I just didn't have time to make a new batch. So we'll reconstitute that and we'll get into, where can I put that? There. All right, I think first of all, I want to put some, I want to eat my breakfast. Put some, in a minute, Bob, in a minute. Put some leather on this strop that I'm doing. If this contact cement hasn't gone off. Be ticked off if it has. No, that's good. All right, use a bit of that in a tick. Oh, Theo's coming over tomorrow. So we might do a quick little surprise stream. I'm not going to let him near me lathe, so we won't do any lathe work, but we might just have a chat and talk about what's coming up with the Theo and Steve streams, which were going to start on the 4th of May, but Theo's, got a prior commitment, so it might be the next week, which will be the 11th of May. I'm thinking. Ah. Totally consumed I am. Feel free to send us back your... Yeah, no, Rick, it wasn't. Things were just a little bit hectic last week, and it got to the stage where I didn't literally have time to stream, but I'm going to try and make up for it now, so I apologise. Apologise about that. Sometimes these things happen and are unavoidable. But believe me, I've been very busy in the shed, working on other stuff. So I'm hopefully going to bring some new ideas for you to try in your woodwork. And I've still got all my fingers, which is good. Had a couple of nasty scares, but that's what happens when you're experimenting and trying new things. What I will do, I'll show you whilst we're doing this. This is a new box design that I've come up with. Where are you? Wrong one, stuffer. You see? Rick, I haven't been here for a week and I've forgotten which buttons do what. So this is the design for the shape of a box. That's the front of the box. That looks better that way. All right, that's the front of the box. That's going to be the lid. And I actually want the box lid to follow the contour of this. So I'm going to make this shape. And instead of being like that, it's going to be like that. How I do it is I make this shape here, and then you get a little bit of MDF, and you place it like so, and then you cut off, obviously that's square, so here we go. There you go. Put a bit of MDF on it like that, and then trace that. Cut the majority of it out with a bandsaw, and then if you've got a router, go over to the router with a profile follower and run the bearing on this edge here, and that then will mimic the shape you want here. Once you've got that shape, the next thing is to get a bit of plywood, because that's MDF. It cuts very, very easily, but it also distorts, and if it gets wet, it swells, and not much chop. So I get a bit of plywood, and then good quality plywood. Don't go for the cheap and cheerful other rubbish. So this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9 ply, but if you went 7 ply, it's not bad, but I wouldn't go 3 ply. And then do exactly the same thing. Put your plywood onto the template like that. And then with a pencil, trace around the edge. And then that shape you've got there, take the bulk of it out with, you can't see, can you? The bulk of it out on the bandsaw. And then go back over to the router and run the bearing bit on the MDF, and then that will then give you that shape. Okay, now what you do, well, there you go. There's one that I've drawn and bandsawed out, but I haven't routed yet. So you can see the little bit there, I might knock a bit more off that with the bandsaw. And we might even do that. I'll tell you what I'll do a double. So here we go. We will draw that on. Let me just clear this away. So draw that. And I've just realised I've got the wrong bit in, but it doesn't matter. We'll change it over. Just like that. Go over to the bandsaw, take out the scrap. Actually, this is really great, because I've got this. I'll bring it over. I've still got my grandson's bandsaw here, which is really, really nifty. So we'll move this so you can see it. I wasn't super impressed with this small bandsaw. I thought, oh, I don't think I'll ever need a small bandsaw. But it is so handy to have next to the bench. I'm just checking the focus on that. There we go. All right, I'll say that again. So I've still got my grandson's bandsaw down here in the shed. It's I don't even know what size it is, hang on. I think it's a 12-inch. No, little 10-inch. 10-inch bandsaw, 250mm. And what that means is the distance between the blade and the neck is 250mm. So that's the widest that you can actually cut it. And it is so cool. Hang on, let me go back here. There we go. I really wasn't a big fan of small bandsaws. I've got a 14-inch over here, and I've got an 18-inch up in one of the other sheds. And I did have a 12-inch for years, and I never used it. But this is so handy to have right next to the bench there. So when I've got to cut this bit out, I just come over here. I don't have to go all the way over there. And away we go. So a handy little thing to have. That's the shape that I've got now. So with double-sided tape, if I can find it, wherever I did puts it. Bear with me, bear with me. Oh, there it is. Double-sided tape. And again, use a good quality double-sided tape, or else it'll move on you. Knife. I bought a new book the other day, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. Okay, so now I've got the double-sided tape on. Make sure you leave the tape on and take the paper off. Put your template on the top of that. Now I make sure that I've got a little bit of overhang on the bottom and a little bit of overhang on the top. That way I'm guaranteed to get that shape. Put it in the vise. That just pulls the double-sided tape together. So it's a firm fit, because you don't want it falling from together. All right, so I just put that in the vise, and now it's nice and tight. Let's go over to the router. Yes, the router. Medivacs on standby. JB, hello, how are you, mate? All the way from Canada. Don't let fear near your chest. No, I won't. I've seen what he does to those. On the topic of strops, just one for my straight razor. Definitely something you should try. Well, funny you should mention that, because just so happens is that what you're talking about, Duck? One of those. See, look, we got everything here. There you go. I use it when I'm doing sharpening. But did you know, interesting fact, that strops are made from horse leather, not cow leather. Got no idea why, but there you go. So anyway, well, this is the strop I'm going to be making soon. I've got to put the leather on this one, which I'm going to put some burnt orange leather on there, which is going to look schmick. I just want to miter this end off here, which we'll do shortly. But right now, let's go over to the router. And hang on, see if I've got a camera that'll take us there without falling to bits. Oh, I think we can do it. I think we can do it. And then the other thing good about that little bandsaw, it's on wheels, so I can push it around. Oh. Okay, how's that looking? You don't know, because I can't even see, because I haven't got that switched on. Oh, that's what I want to do. It was tidy the other day, wasn't it? It's not tidy now. want to do some veneering, vacuum bag veneering. But my vacuum bag is sad. So we're going to see if we can try and fix that up, which would be excellent if we can. Which one am I on? Am I on that one? That's it, good. Let's change this bit over. Of course, that'd be really handy if I could get this out. Now, bearing in mind when you're using plywood, it's not so critical when you go around corners. When you're using solid timber, oh, believe me, it is. That's why I checked that round pick side. Huge kickback. I thought, it's going to kick. No, she'll be right. I'll keep going. I've got confidence. Sure enough, it kicked. Frightened the life out of me. That's why I hate using this thing. But sometimes, that's all you've got. Okay, now I want to run the bearing on this edge, so I've got to make sure I've got enough cutter to cut along here. So watch this touch and go. No, I think we're right there. Okay. Whoop. Got a bit of a lump there. I can just feel the lump there on my finger. I might just take that off. That's it, we got him. Oh, you soothsayers of doom. Hang on. Let me get something to eat because I need some sugar. Oh, I hate using that thing. Bob's sitting here licking his chops. Once you've done that away, we don't need that now. Knife or a chisel down there, so I think I'll use both. Use a knife there. I'm going to put a chisel in there. There we go. So that separates. Take the glue off your template. Now that's the worst part, because that's the first one you do. This is where it gets interesting. Now you know with, if you're using plywood and you're going to veneer, you've got to run 90 degrees to the laminations. So as we build up a form, hang on, where's the form I use? There you go. This is what I mean by forms. Okay, this is a form. And that's female part, male part, fits on top with a gap so you can put your material between it. And then under pressure, you put it in there, and that's how you get those shapes. So that's what we're doing at the moment. We're building a form up. And this one, by the way, I'm going to post a lot of really technical, if you like, and in-depth trade secrets onto the Woodworking Masterclass members community board, because I want to start building a resource up there. This came from the same mould too, actually. Whilst I'm doing that. Just that, instead of having the flares out here, you bring them back and you just cut it back so you still get the rise, but it doesn't flange out as much. So what was I saying? Oh yes, I'm going to be posting some technical stuff up there so you can try these things. Instead of doing an online box making courses, which initially is what I wanted to do, now YouTube have come up with membership channel membership. I've decided that's it. I'm going to put all the stuff on the community. There's a fair bit up there already, so we're building a knowledge bank of bits and pieces. The carving templates that Mike Davies did with us when he did this one. Whoa, sorry Bob. He did this a couple of weeks ago. All these drawings are going to be up there with step-by-step instruction of how to do it. And I think the last time I looked, there's about 15 different templates up there, which is going to be quite interesting. All right, so if you haven't joined already and you'd like to join, I think it's about $5 a month. Click the join button under the screen. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Oh, just hit 68,000 just as I went to stream, so I'm pretty wrapped with that. Next part, hang on, let me catch up on chat. Oh, God, not the router. Ray, I can depend on you. They should be on speed dial on your phone, Ray. G'day, Stephen. I am well. I'm well, thank you, and I hope you're the same. G'day, Richard. Oh. You're all into me, aren't you? Hey? Yeah, sorry, Ronald. Yeah, something just sort of life gets in the way. Carpenter Bill. G'day, mate. Welcome to the workshop. All right, so what I was saying, for those that didn't see it, I know you would have seen it, but the grain on this is running longitudinally. It's that way. So next time, if I'm building that form like I showed you before, I have to run the grain this way. So, fortunately, it is most fortuitous that, that's going the wrong way. Oh, don't tell me I'm running low. What's that down there? Anyway, this one is running up and down. Oh, here you go. So is that one. I knew I had some more here somewhere. So what I do either side of this is place that. A little bit coming out at the bottom, not very much, but just a little bit so your fingers can feel it. Draw around with your pencil and mark whatever you like so you know they line up. Same on the other side. A little bit coming out at the bottom. Draw your shapes, or mark that one if you want. Now, over to the bandsaw, cut these back. I'll just come over here and do that. You just have to believe me that I'm doing it. Wait on, I'll get the other camera. I'll get the other camera over. As I said, it's just so handy to have next to the bench. Get as close to the line as you can, but don't touch the line. And there you go. But it's a good idea when you're doing stuff like that and you're marking out, you're going around a bandsaw, use a soft pencil, 2B or above. That way you've got a thick pencil line, and when you cut, if you touch the pencil line, you've still got 1/2 mil or something left over, which is still good. All right. So now we glue those together. Now, I'm not using hot glue on this because it really doesn't matter. And the other thing is I want this to dry pretty quick, so this is a reasonably quick drying PVA. It's also waterproof. And what I do with that is quickly put it in the vise, squeeze the excess glue out, and what I'm doing is I'm evening it up so there's just a little bit of overhang in the top and the bottom with a big squeeze so the glue comes through. So you can see the glue's come through pretty close to all the way around. And I've still got a bit of overage here. This has slipped a little bit, so I can just slip it back. And a little bit of overage on the bottom. Do exactly the same to the other side. Hang on, you idiot. No, disregard that comment, I just muffed it. But at least I noticed it before it's too late. Okay, now turn it over, and on the other side, do exactly the same. That's a good idea another good reason for marking them. That was why I realised it wasn't there. There wasn't a mark. Once there's a mark there, it's all good. Yuck, that's going to come out in a great big rush. Ba-da-bum. Place it on the top. And again, have a little bit hanging over the bottom, a little hanging over the sides. Pop it into the vise. Compress it so you get good contact and squeeze out all the way around if you can. If you don't quite get it all the way around, it doesn't really matter. Now what I'm going to have to do, because I put glue on that side, I'm just going to have to put a bit of paper there, or else it's going to glue onto my vise, which isn't something that you really want. Okay. Now, after you've done that a few times, let me get into this. Oh, Bob's looking at me all expectantly. There you are, Bob. Our dishwasher broke down last Monday. I'm not impressed with them at all. It's taken them over a week to do a warranty claim. He's meant to be coming tomorrow, and then it'll be all have got the part. But anyway, Bob has really been a good help, because he pre-rinses everything now when you do the dishes. He's good. You put it on the floor, he cleans it up, and then you just give it a wipe and put them away. No, not really. G'day, Frank, how are you? Christopher. No, sorry, Michael. I just looked at Christopher. Michael, I'm sorry. Good morning or afternoon to you too. Getting over a cold this weather's been isn't doing that well. Oh boy, that's a temperature range, 21 to 0. Oh, sorry, Bob. Oh, oh, sneezes. Question, Ronald. Is there a trick to planing across the grain on the edge of a board? Or... Well, wait a minute. I got a future guest here. Hang on, wait. I just got to take this as a mate of mine. Yeah, g'day, Gary. How are you? I'm well. I'm live streaming, so you're going around the world. Gary said, "Hi, world." Yes, mate. All right. What's your day? What do you like after 12 o'clock? All right, mate. I'll give you a ring after 12. That will be fine. Thanks, mate. Hey, are you feeling better? Are you feeling better? Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, mate. I'll give you a call after 12. Cheers, mate. Bye. A friend of mine, Gary Phil, absolutely brilliant wood carver and sculptor. Lovely guy to beat. You want to go out, Bob? And I'm going to get him down here and we're going to do a stream, so you'll get to meet Gary one day as well. Now, what was I talking about, Ronald? Is there a trick to planing across the grain on the edge of a board, or is it just impossible? Because I was trying to do that today and it was kicking my butt. Hang on, I'm trying to get this in my head. Is there a trick to planing across the grain on the edge of a board? You mean the long edge or the end grain? I mean, you can do it, but you're better off to go long grain, unless you just wanted to remove a heap of stuff in a very short amount of time. So, all right, hang on, let me give you... Are you talking about... Where's a bit of timber? Are you talking about going across there like that? Or are you talking about on the face going across? Or are you talking about the end grain going across? Let me know and I will endeavour to answer your question more fully. G'day Ben, how are you? Good morning. Yeah, if it's what Ray's talking about, I'll give you a demonstration and you can see it. Where do I get up to? Oh yes, okay. Now, once we've done what we've just done with... Let me just knock these edges off. Wait a moment, I'll be with you in a tick. Oh. Okay, so those bits we've just glued together, this is what you want to work towards. This. So what we've done with these two is glued together, we've started the base. And what you do is you just add more and more bits on, then we'll go over to the router, and these bits here, as you can tell, they haven't been done yet, and I'll show you how to do these. It's easy peasy. By the way, I got this idea from my good friend and mate and colleague and fellow furniture maker, Richard Vaughan, on his router workshop. I think it's 2 days, intensive router workshop. And boy, oh boy, he's got some great ideas. You don't even touch a router. You don't turn a router on, but you learn so many techniques. And if you walk away with just one technique, you're in front. Hang on, he's going to run another one. So wait a minute, I'll give you the buzz. And if you're in Australia, if you're in Brisbane, it really would be worthwhile. Hang on, I'll see if he's in. We'll put him on speaker. He's not in. He's not.
G'day, this is Richard Vaughan's workshop, but I'm gainfully employed at the moment.
He's not.
Leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Yeah, mate, Steve, I'm just live streaming and I was just doing some router work and I remembered you were running a router workshop, but I couldn't remember when, so I was ringing up to find out. If you can give me a call back and let me know, that would be good. Thanks, mate. Cheers. So there you go. I'll find out when it is. Well, Richard will ring me back next time he's in the workshop. My type of workshop, Ray, you don't touch a router. That's good. End grain. All right. I'll just show you this and then I'll do the end grain thingy. Lasagna sounds good. Oh, I like lasagna. Was just looking up difference between horseland and cow. Very interesting. Well, what's the difference? One will give you milk and the other one won't. I can see the chisel slipping while your hand is... Never. G'day, Sam, all the way from Oklahoma. Welcome. That's from Steve, all the way from Brisbane in Australia. All right, we'll go back over and I'll show you how to do this. Tricky stuff, this. And it's to my way of thinking, it's a much nicer and safer way of using profile cutters. Because those of you that know that I'm not a great fan of the profile cutter. All right, so we've got that there. I've got this. I'm going over to the router and I'll show you how to maintain this shape. What have we got on there? 2, okay. So you want that one. Let's go, Pinocchio. And I will put earmuffs on, only because I'm sick of the sound of my own voice when I scream. No, not true. These, for those of you that don't know, eye muffs. Give George a plug. Good mate, good man, George. They are so comfortable. See how easily that fits over the eyes? Eye muffs. Okay, let's go over to the router. There you go. We do exactly the same, but we've got all this meat between us, which is a good thing. I'll just kick the other camera. That's all right. Here we go. Now, I don't have any more. Oh, yeah, there's one. So, I'll see if I've got another one here. Isn't that a cool idea? I reckon that was brilliant. The way I used to do it was you'd get one, and then you glue it to another, and then you glue it to another, glue it to another. But what happens when you start doing that, it'll actually fold up on itself and start to collapse. Whereas this way, it doesn't. And you're maintaining the integrity of that shape all the way through. And it has to be the same because you're using the same template all the way through. So there you go. I'll put that, when I finish doing the video, I'll put that up onto the members channel as a reference so you can all use it, which is a good idea. All right, now end grain. Okay, let's do some end grain. Ugh. Da-da-dum. I'll just move this and put it in a different vise. Okay, there's a bit of timber. Here we go. A squirt of water. This is always a good thing. Which one do I want? I want that one. So that's there. And this one. Is there. You go, Bob. Don't you take any rubbish from anyone. Okay. So cutting end grain. We'll get a line across there so we've got a reference. And it is out too. It is out, Stabilio. That's how much we have to plane off. That fat part there to the thinny part down there. So what I do is squirt of water. It's amazing how that holds your timber in there nicely. And Ray is correct, block plane. But if you haven't got a block, always a block plane. If you haven't got a block plane, you could use a normal plane that's, oh, I don't know, don't like 5s. Let's use a 3. Oh. Now, if I'm going across like this, what I'm going to do is when I get to this end here, it's going to chip out. So in order to stop that from chipping out, you put a chamfer on it like that and it won't chip out. There is also a right way and a wrong way for end grain. I'm pretty sure that's the wrong way because I can feel it. Let's turn it. I didn't realise this until I was spent some time with Terry Gordon at H&T Gordon Plains, and he showed me. I thought, I don't believe that. No, that's the wrong way. Okay, can you see? That's matte, a bit dull. Now we'll go the other way and you'll see it'll come up with a shine. Ooh. You can see the grain clearer. So that's the way we'll go. So I said you can use an ordinary hand plane if you want, if you don't have a blocky. But if you've got a block plane, it's easier. And what you do with the block plane is you make sure you've got a small mouth. So close your mouth right up. Just a little bit of blade coming out. And for the purpose of the exercise, we will use a little bit of wax. And I do it on a skew action, not straight up and down like that, although you can. I prefer using a slicing action until I'm down to the line, which I'm nearly there. I've got a bit more to go here. Let's take a bit off there. And you see I can go right over that edge and I'm not breaking it out. So I've got a bit too much tongue hanging out there. just check that for square. Where have my squares gone? Up. There you go. It's pretty square that way. It's nice and square that way. And then we check for square this way. Okay, it's got a little bit of a high spot here. A bit of a high spot there, and it goes diagonally to here. So we just got to take that bit out. So from there, diagonally, go from this corner to that corner. Well, I wouldn't stop a galloping horse for that. I don't know if I can. If you can see that there. It's close enough for me. So that's the trick. It's not a trick at all. It's just practice. And if you rub your finger across there, it's really nice and smooth. So you know you're going with the grain. We went the right way. If you go the other way, you can feel it just catching in your fingerprints a little bit. I'll do that for you. So that way is nice and smooth. That way is just catching your fingerprints a little bit. So plain that way. There you go. Did that help? Trick is have a sharp blade. But, yeah, look, I'd most like to use the block plane, but I've shown you can use a hand plane as well, but it's got to be sharp. That's the trick. Got to be sharp. I'm the one that makes the lasagna, Stephen, because I like making pasta. So not every time we have spaghetti, but yeah, if I'm feeling good and I've got time, I'll make pasta and make the sheets, because the sheets for the lasagna are basically the last step before you turn it into spaghetti. I'm just seeing if I knocked that camera. Oh, I did knock it out. Whoa, I knocked it hugely. Hang on, let me just bring these cameras back. There you go. That's good. That's what happens when you move around the shed, you see. Kick cameras and they'll get out of whatever. There's nothing like, honestly, your own made pasta, it just melts in your mouth. I prefer linguine, you know, long, thin stuff. Here we go. Where are we going? Mauricio from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Thank you so much. Appreciate you dropping in and your lovely feedback too. Thank you for that. James, good morning. Oh, thanks for that, Ray. Plug for eye muffs. No, he's got another set, so I don't know if I've got them here, called the G6s, which are full goggles, I think. I've got one pair in the truck, and I think the other pair's up in the classroom. I'll show you those next time. Chevrolet Diesel Nation, my day is going fine and just improved because you come on. So there you go. Thanks for that. Jealous of the block plane? I tell you, it's a Lamborghini, isn't it? It's just the nicest block plane, and they don't make them anymore. It's a Veritas NX60, nickel plated. Yeah, no, it's nice. But it was a real schmick when they came out new. Used it a couple of times. Knocks the shine off it. Oh, mate, get into it, Stephen. Good, fresh pasta. It's the way to go. All right, let's put some leather on this strop, because I've done that other job. We're knocking them off bit by bit. Oh, so obviously what you do with wherever it's gone, that block we're making, you just glue more pieces on it. Where'd it go? How do you lose something that big? Here we go. All right. So I've only got one piece. But what you do is exactly the same. Then you put that, that's not going to work. You put, hang on, let me move these cameras back. There you go. Oh. Then you get this shape and you get another bit. Grains running this way, so this one has to be running up and down. Plonk it on top of that. Mark it with a pencil. Go over to the bandsaw, take this off, I'll just knock this off. I don't know if my grandson's getting this back or not, I like it. I do, I think it's a great little thing. All right, so now, honk this on there with some glue. Well, speaking of glue, it's this one. Spread it out. I did what I just did then. If I get excess glue, I just wipe it under the bench. This one's not too bad. This is only about 8 years old, but the one behind me is over 20 years old. And it's got, yeah, 20 years old? That'd be more than that. Nearly 30 years. No, 25 years old. So it's got 25 years worth of glue smear underneath it. Plonk that on there. Oh, I've got to change these around again. And we just plop this. In here like so. There we go. You will find that it slips a bit, so it's just got to tinker around with it. A little bit coming out the bottom, a little bit coming out of the top. With you in a minute. There we go. Okay. That's it. And then you can keep building that up until you get it as long as you want it, basically. So you can make them that long if you want to make a template for a top or a side or something or other that long. All right, now cutting some leather up. There we go. Shape. Yeah, I reckon it's a Lamborghini. That's why I reckon it is. Hey, Steve, have you finished any? On you, Jeff? Yeah, I have, but they've gone. Rude person. That's what Theo said. I said, mate, when you come back, as I said before, we'll be starting streaming again soon. The dynamic duo, or 1.5 anyway. I'll be the half. I said, mate, we've got to finish some of these projects. He said, well, we can't finish the music stand. I said, why not? He said, because it's an ongoing saga. If we finish that, we'll lose half the audience. So, there you go. You might never see the end of the music stand. Actually, I do want to, because I'm doing a lot of ebony work now. I've just got an opportunity to design some projects in ebony and ambonia. So I'm going into this phase of just doing ebony and ambonia boxes. 2 of the dearest timbers in the world. Love it. That's all right, Michael. I guess providing I got it right in the end, that's the main thing. Thanks for that. All right, now, isn't this just the most gorgeous colour? Gonna make a strop out of this. What size do we need? Okay. I don't know if this is gonna draw on this or not. Oh yeah, it marked. It marked, okay. We'll take it to there. Ouch. That's going to look pretty stunning, I think. Boom, boom, boom. I'll just bring that up a fraction. There we go. And I'm going to cut a 45 degrees on here. What I might do for that, I might actually go old school on this. The reason I brought this down is because we'll I'll explain the problems you've got cutting curved sides on boxes. I spent 2 days messing around trying to get these boxes cut the way I wanted them to. And I came up the best way. Oh, what the heck's that? is old school with a miter box. And you will see why shortly. Oh, that double-sided tape's good, I'll tell you. That's been on there since, I reckon, since we did room for woodwork. Okay, what do I want? 45 degrees. Now we'll go this way. I'm just going to knock a little 45 degrees off of this. About there, I reckon. Now for me, to mess around setting up a table saw or a bandsaw, that was much, much quicker. This, by the way, yep, plug. And no, I'm not getting paid to plug it. It's a good bit of gear. It's the Nobex, what is it? Nobex 180. And it's got a positive lock. I've got the Japanese blade on it. Now bear in mind with the Japanese blade, even though it's called a Japanese blade, it's really a silky saw blade. It cuts on the push, not on the pull, whereas a traditional Japanese saw will cut on the pull. This cuts on the push, but it does have the silky saw teeth. But the thing I like about the indexing is very, very positive. And you can do, well, let me get this around here, I'll show you. There we go. And we'll go there. And we'll come around here. There you go, you can do 45 degrees, which is 4-sided, 5-sided, hang on, let me get that, there you go. You can do 45 degrees, which is 4-sided, 5-sided, 6-sided, 8-sided, 10-sided, and 90 degrees. And it's a really positive, you can hear it clunk, click in. So, good bit of gear. There's a smaller one, but for what I do, I really wanted the bigger one. It's got a bigger throat on it, and if I can do this, how cool is that? It just sits up there, and then when you want to use it, you pull it back, drops down, and away you go. So there you go. All right, but right now I want it down because I've finished with it. But good saw, Nobex 180. All right. Oh, there you go. That's the regular saw. That's the regular saw that comes with it. It's got really fine teeth. But I find the Japanese saw blade configuration is a lot more serviceable and productive. You don't have to work as hard cutting. Okay, let me just sand that over. I'll have to have a chat in a minute. I will. I'll just want to take the sharp edges off of this. Okay. That's what I've done. It stops it just from lifting on the corners. I've got one that I use in the truck floating around here somewhere. Oop. Hitch my drawers up. No, don't know where it is. It was there. But look, there could be an elephant here at the moment and I wouldn't be able to find it. But I just like putting that little 45 on it. It's just a nice little touch. Okay, let's have a chin wag. Where's my mousse? Oh. Deb! No, I haven't worked it out, but it does. It does. It's got to be said. No, I'm not even going to go there. I don't understand certain thinking processes of particular genders, but hey, I love them and they work well. So I'm not even going to. Oh, by the way, Deb, Susie's birthday. She had a birthday the other day. Had the big 65. So it was good. I waited on her. There you go. I waited on her all day. She didn't have to cook tea. I went and ordered Domino's and special burgers for us, and gave her a cup of tea in bed. She's having. Actually, I think she's stringing it out. She still reckons it should be her birthday week, not just her birthday. But no, in answer to your question, we haven't got a clue, but it works. What brand of saw is that one I'm getting my mobile bench done? Oh, well, there you go. I've gone through that. Nobex 180, made in Sweden. Lovely bit of kit. Wait, is that a leather paddle you take whack and paddle tip? Mate, I want a longer stick because she can run. Not only that, she informs me quite regularly if I do anything horrible. She might not be able to catch me, but she knows where I sleep. And so I get a thump in the ribs. Yeah, you can get them other places besides Carbotech. I don't know. C&L have them, I think. VK Tools. Jim Carroll, I think, down in Carroll's Woodworking in Melbourne. Yeah, no, they're available at all sorts of different places. I have the smaller one. Oh, there you go. That's good, Duck. Yeah, they're good, aren't they? They're really handy. You got a smaller one too? Well, there you go. Perhaps I should have bought the smaller one. No, I like that because, as you'll see shortly, when I'm doing boxes and I need that extra deep throat, I shall pass that on to her, Steve. Total Tools, there you go, Total Tools. I like Total Tools. No, they don't sponsor me. They should. I've spent enough money there. There's a nice shop there. You go in there and they're always happy to oblige. And they have decent name stuff too, which is good. What do you want, Bob? Do you want to come in? I can hear him going clink, clink, clink. Oh, come on then. Oh dear. Come here. No, it wasn't him. Oh, there you go. Look, this makes me laugh. Actually, I'll show you. Yeah, nostalgia time. Oh dear, I'm allowed to have nostalgia. Better than neuralgia. Where is it? There you go. There you go. I should have brought this out when Mike Davies was here doing wood carving, but anyway. That just fell down, that photo. Whoops. It's a Royal Dalton figurine that I bought, back in 1985, I think. And it was supposed to be me. At that stage when I bought it, that's what I looked like. Look, I had hair. I did, and it was dark as well. And the beard. So now, I've turned into this. And the interesting thing with this one, when I closely had a look at it, he's actually a left-hander, and his bench is set up as a left-handed bench. So there you go. Most prophetic. And yeah, I used to have a pipe until I broke it. But I'd like to get a new one. They're just good you can think when you've got a pipe. You can just mull things over in your mind. Although I must admit, the other day I had some issues. Not that type of issues. Just trying to work this flipping box out. It's doing my head in. So I jumped in the little MX-5, had the top down, and went for a motor for about an hour. Wind blowing in what's left of my hair. I had Justin Johnson belting out of the speakers with one of his albums. I think it was Down the Road. And then all of a sudden, when I pulled up for a coffee, I had the answer for what I was looking for. So that's it. If you don't want to put a pipe in your mouth, go and get an MX-5 and go for a drive. Works for me. Now, this has got to go into here like this. I think that's going to look pretty special. Okay. Some paper. What I use too, I mean, you could use, it doesn't matter what side you use. And I've proven this. Actually, that looks quite nice too. Well, so you can see it. I don't know. That side or, I don't know. I might do two. There you go. I'll do one with that side and I'll do one with the other side. At the moment, I'm going to use that side. And that's what we will do. Oh, yeah, I'm just adjusting this other camera up a bit. I just found this stuff by accident, but it is brilliant. And no, I'm not getting paid by this mob either. It's water-based, so you don't get that horrible stink that eats your nostrils out, and it washes off in water, so you don't have to use kerosene or other stuff like that. I don't know what I'm going to put it on with though. Hang on, oh, look at that. I got a scraper. So we'll just get a bit of this here and we'll put it on here. It does take a lot longer to go off. The spirit-based stuff, or the yellow contact, it goes off in about 5-10 minutes. This can take up to half an hour to get tacky, so unlike me, I can get tacky very quickly. Okay. I don't want to get glue on the suede side. All right. Well, wait on. We'll still. Well, I'm thinking I'm doing 100 things at once. I need some more hide glue. And this morning I went to empty it just as I was about to eat my breakfast. And those of you that remember the compressed air / hide glue debacle, that's how badly it stunk. Oh, yuck. Ow. Tell you what, it's hot. All right. So now I can pop that in there. Hopefully this stuff's good enough. Yep, I can pop this one in here. 2. Come on, in you go. Good. And a bit of water and we're back in business. Yeah, a bit more water, it's free. Well, mine is anyway, because I'll get it from the sun because I'm on tanks. There you go. All right. Now, that there. Let's put some on the timber. Spread it out. I was just wondering if I should have roughed this up, but we'll see. And if it comes off, it's no big deal to touch it up a bit later on. All right. Okay. We'll put that to one side for a bit. And let that dry. Let me just... There, Bob's left me any water down here, which he has. He's a good dog. Just wash all that off in water. No, it's great stuff. I like water-based things. Water-based paints are nice too. Okay. What do we got? Put that there. I'm guaranteeing I'm going to have to move it later on. So I might just clean this out too. I've found that if you clean the lid of a paint tin every time you put it back, it's much nicer than just putting it back and then the paint builds up and builds up and builds up, and then all of a sudden you can't shut the paint tin, or if you do, the next time you go and use it, all the paint's gone off because it didn't seal properly. So that's what I'm doing here, just cleaning up this goopy mess. Steve could tell you all kinds of stories about why it's... Oh, look, I don't dislike Carbotech. Hello, Simon, if you're watching. Nah, it's all good fun. In fact, they've been good to me in the past. Got to be nice to everybody. There's enough for everything to go around. I went to Total Tools and found stuff. Oh dear. Lee Valley, there you go. Yeah, you're more likely to find Steve at Total Tools than at Carbotech. No, actually, one of the main reasons is Total Tools is just up the road. And Carbotech, actually Carbotech's over near Theo's. So normally, when I go over to Theo's, we go around and see the boys at Carbotech and say g'day. So if you're watching, Simon, hello. Tony Forbes, hello. Andy, hello. Who else is there that I know? Oh, Randall. He's on the floor, he's a good man. There you go, I know more names of people at Carbotech than I do at Total Tools. Oh, this is, I think I started with good intentions, but here we go, come on, get out of there. I want to do other stuff. I'm on a mission now. I think there's a mission I can do after the stream. Actually, I caught up with, where is it? There you go. Caught up with Simon at the Wood Show. Simon Lowe, CEO, Carbotech. There you go. So we're going to catch up and we might go and have a coffee. Although I must admit, Carbotech does have good coffee machines, especially up in the staff room. Very nice. I'm a bit over this now. I thought this was going to be just quite easy, but it's getting too involved, so I'm going to give it a miss. Looks like I've got a lump of something there, though, that we don't want. No, that's all right. There we go. Knock that out. That there for the moment. No, it won't leave that there because it'll leave a ring. And then I'll be in trouble from my grandson because I didn't look after his bandsaw. Okay. Can go there. How's this going here? Start to melt, all right. Now, I tell you what I want to do. I'll go fixing my vacuum bag up. That's what I want to do. And if I get that going, we can do some vacuum veneering, which is good. Chuck that on the floor, pick it up later on. All right. Where are we up to? Oh. Bum ba dum. Bum ba dum bum. I'll pass those on. I think I've already said that, haven't I? I've done that, Deb. Have I? No, I don't think so. No, that one broke, duck. Yeah, no, a chamber pot would have been quite nice compared to that glue this morning. Blah. That's a good idea. Bunnings is another good place to stay away from. No, Bunnings is good. I tell you what though, they're building little shops up around the corner from me. And if they put a Bunnings in there, I can sell my cars. I won't need a car because I'll have everything. I've got a new coffee shop that's just up the road, which is really, really nice. And I walk in and they know what I like. Dobber, Jeff. Oh dear. All right, let's have a look at this vacuum bag thing because it's sad. It's years old and I just don't know if it's going to work or not. So we'll give it a whirl anyway. I used to use it a lot. So let's see. Oh, yuck. You can tell how old the tape is. Ah, I'm going to wash my hands after this. Oh, yuck. Sticky, sticky. Okay, so I've got a leak-proof valve on one side. Let me see if I can get a bit of decent bit of cloth. I'll just wipe this off. You can get special vacuum bags, and yes, Carbotech sell them. But, is that why perhaps? I don't know. I thought it had a hole in that. So I'd like to get one of those real proper flash bang woodworking vacuum pumps that actually maintain vacuum. They've got a one-way valve on them and they pull down to whatever vacuum it is, which has just got to be under an atmosphere, I suppose, and then they maintain it, and if there's an increase in pressure or a loss in vacuum, they start up again. Whereas the one I've got, it's an old vacuum pump out of sterilising machine that a dear friend of mine, who's sadly now passed on, gave to me many years ago. And it just means I've just constantly got to have the vacuum on. So let's just see if this is going to work. love cloth tape. This is not quite as strong as duct tape, but tell you what, it comes in very, very handy for a lot of things. Ow. Yeah, I can't really put the air in to see if it leaks because it's got a big open top. So what I'll do is we'll do this and then we'll see if it leaks. I'm tending to think it could because I've got a few folds in it, which could cause a bit of seepage. But if not, I'm going to have to go to Ray's favourite shop. We'll go to Bunnings. I'll buy some more plastic. And we can do it all again. The thing is, when you buy new plastic, it's flat. Great thing about veneering, or that I like, with vacuum is, it's so quick and you don't need clamps. See, that'd be the go, wouldn't it? Fill it full of water. That'd tell me if it leaks or not. And the last side. Okie dokie. Starting to get a bit tacky. Vacuum pump over here. Oh dear. Okay, now that's the top. So what I want to do is bring that over there like that, that over there like that, and find a nice bit of timber. This will do. I'm going to wreck Mike's carving there. Clamp it down and see what happens. Fingers crossed. Oh, what are we doing? Live stream the trip. Yeah, that'd be fun. I could buy a sausage on a roll and I'd make sure that the onions were on the top. Yeah, I think you're right there, Ray. Although we've got a good mitre 10 in town, but I don't know what they're going to do out here, if they're going to bring anything else out. Okay. Let's just see if this is going to work. Well, it is moving slightly. I tell you what, I'm starting to get excited, folks. Look at that. I'm thinking that might hold. All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll put the tray in the bottom and we'll put something on there and see if it will go to shape. If it does, I've saved myself a trip to Bunnings. Wait a minute, let me just get under that. Boom, boom, boom. Now, where's that other? I'm looking. Oh, tell you what, I reckon that's just about ready to put together too. I might just put this in. And let's see. So if you're going to make a vacuum board up yourself, I just did that on a table saw. The reason you put all these crisscross cuts in it, wrong one, is so when the vacuum's sucking, if you've got any air pockets, these lines are going to let the air escape out through your nozzle. So let's give it a try. down there. Have your nozzle on this grid piece. We'll just put that on and we will see what happens. I'm going to be wrapped if it. If that sucks down onto that, that means we've got a winner. And you don't need big expensive things. I think actually, I've never used it, but I would imagine the vacuum pumps that they have on refrigeration units would do the same thing. Just some work a little bit quicker than others, I guess. Oh, get up there. Okay, put this in. And down, turn it on. Takes a bit of time. That's got vacuum over it. Because if you haven't got a vacuum bag and you've got curved boxes, I mean these are some that I've played with over the years, a bit disgusting now, but it's just the basic shape. What you can do to get it on is wet sand. I've got to take all that off and I'll revisit that one, but if you put wet sand in a bag, calico bag, and just push that together with a vise, that will hold it. I don't think that's going to do the job I want. No, I think I've definitely got to go and get some more plastic. Although, oh no, look, it is working. And I would like it to be working a bit quicker than that. And the air's coming out quick enough, which suggests to me there is a leak there somewhere. Because it should be, from memory, and I haven't used this for over 10 years, from memory, it was quicker than that. Yeah. Anyway, it was good to visit it. vacuum veneering today, but I'll have that fixed. I'll make a new bag up. Or I might go to Carbotech and buy one. But I think they're about $100, whereas you can get away with $20 worth of plastic. It will work. So, all right. Well, that one didn't work. But that's the joy. See, you can tell I don't prepare anything, can't you? But I'll show you how to get a curved box. Oh no, we've got to put that, let's put that strop back together first. We shall do that first. Bob's gone out. And you can come back in if he wants. Now, where's the square edge? Square edge is there. Put that nearly up to there. Rubbing block. Cut this bit off at the back. And trim down the side. Put that over. Actually, where can we do that? It's a nice colour, isn't it? It's got a little bit of glue there, so we fix that up. Now I've got a little bit of what do you call it, brass. Just clean that up. Might have to cut it down a bit deeper, I don't know. Okay, a little bit deeper on that. Fraction more. A bit of brass here just to go over the end plate. Just give that a bit of a tickle up. You can leave it matte, satin finish. That's off of 1000 grit. But what I might do, because I can, I'll whack a bit of brass on it and we'll give it a bit of a buff. Get a bit of rag from out here. This is great when it's not summer. I can have the door open. There we go. With the old brasser. There you go. And that should fit in there quite nicely. Don't put your dirty fingers all over the timber, Stephen. Now, what oil should I finish with? Oil's not bad. Oh, I think we'll get the old boiled linseed oil. It's always a good value. It's a good backstop. With the super glue, wherever the super glue's gone. Trick is not to get it on your fingers. What we might do, just knock the arris off here. With a bit of 120. And bearing in mind this is ebony, so it's hard. That just takes any sharpness away. I'll do a quick 180 to 220 and we'll finish at 220, I think. Touch the handle up a bit. And put a bit of oil on it, see how she comes up. What are we up to? This chin wag here. Dun, 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 dun. How far back do I have to go? Fair way, apparently. Incense sticks. Oh, well, there you go. That's a good idea. I'll give that a try. Whoa, that's a good ad for Gorilla Tape. You should ring them up and tell them that, Jeff. They must like give you a lifetime supply. See, that's coming up nice. I'll just quickly show. That's satin silkwood. Well, no, it's not. It's maple. Queensland maple. Yeah, I'm ticked off with that. I used to enjoy going up the Masters. It was good. Anyway, that's big business, I guess. What did it say? We've always got the grey soil tools that won't stop. Yeah, unfortunately, the little tool shops, they really are dwindling. Although a friend of mine in Brisbane just started up a woodworking one, Woodwork Machinery Plus, Bill and Bruce Spencer. Go, if you're in Brisbane, shop out the Darra. They're just up the 43 Station Road, I think it is. And I barely get a cup of coffee out of Bill, so that's a freebie. No, they're good people. What else have we got? Theoretically. G'day, Brian. Nice of you to drop in. Thanks for that. Or anything that's a pump you can use. This actually came out, I don't know if I mentioned it before, it came out of a sanitising, instrument sanitising unit from a dentist. So there you go. Yeah, the food savers, I don't know if they're built to withstand that much constant use, because sometimes you'll have the pump running for an hour or 2 hours, depending on, you know, what you're doing. But hey, give it a go, give it a go. So there we go. One orange strap on ebony. And for those that are interested, I did work it out, it's about $120 worth there. I'll let that dry, and then over the preceding days I'll put more, I like that, I'll put some more oil on there. I mean, it looks nice now, but as soon as you've used it a few times, it'll darken up. But that's it. Duck, you can do your cutthroats on that. All right, let's put some curves into some box sides. Has Sue got a food saver in the kitchen? No, it's called Bob. We don't need to save any food because Bob eats it all. That was just boiled linseed oil. Here, I'll give. Whoops. I'll give Libron a plug. Just tell you, if I got paid for all this advertising, I could pay someone to stream for me. Nah, it's all good. Here you go. Here you go. Boiled linseed oil, Libron. Nice stuff. Got to go and put it back now. All right. Where is we up to? Now you got to use them. You got to use them. What are you putting up there, right? That's the one. There you go. But other places other than Carpetech sell it as well. I just thought I'd put that in. I got to ring Simon up and say, mate, do you know how much? I reckon you should send the gift voucher out to Ray in Western Australia because he plugs your shop like it's going out of fashion. G'day, Brad. How are you? Welcome along. All right, let's do some curved boxes. Now, there are many ways to do it, and I have done it many ways, and this has been a 10-year journey for me, and I still haven't come up with the best way. I am going to try another way during the week with kerfing. Oh, I've got to turn the air on, but I don't want to. Which I've done before, but I'm not going to do it live because I'm not going to use the saw I've got here in the shed. I'll use another saw I've got up in another shed. But if it works, I'm more than happy to do a video of it and share it with you. Oh, by the way, this top here, this one that I'm making, it's going to be about that long, and the top of it, oh, again, because I'm going with my Ambonia and ebony thing, that's the back side of it. There you go. That's ebony, and that's all in triangles, and that's Ambonia. So somehow or other I'm going to combine the two, but that's the top of the box is going to be all diamonds in ebony. They haven't quite been finished yet. I've got to give them another cut, but I shall do that down the track. All right. Yeah, I reckon he would have too. I reckon he has. Bunnings and Carpetech. All right, where are we up to? Well, I was going to veneer that, but I can't do that now because it didn't work. So I'll have to fix the veneer pump up. Now, here we go with this other little thing. Here's another one that's been done on the the angle, and it's also got a curve that way. That actually has an air pocket right there. I'll show you how to get rid of air pockets in veneer. See, and that's just happened. So what we will do is, where's that super glue gone? I can't find it, I'll have to open another tube. Okay, I'll open another tube. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So if you have an air pocket in veneer and you can hear it, you listen to that. Right, you can't hear that. Can you hear that? That means there's air in there. Not there, here's there. Right down there. I'm not super happy with this one because it's not what I wanted. So I don't know if we can do it. We'll see. So I made a cut in there. Now I'm just going to force some super glue into it. And we'll see how we go. Now I'm hoping all this glue that I'm forcing in is actually travelling along that air pocket. It's nearly a whole tube I put in there. Now if you listen, that gap's gone. So that's it. That's how you, but you got to be careful using super glue, especially on white timbers. I've seen it being used on satin sycamore and it dyed the timber green, which was very unfortunate because it was a tray a lady had made and it had two cranes. It was a Japanese inlay marquetry with red and black and a bit of blue, which was a dyed veneer. And then she had a little air bubble there, so she put the super glue in it, and in the middle of this beautiful white tray with this Japanese scene with cranes, you see this little blue, green splodge, and there was nothing you could do about it. So that's it. I'll let that dry. In the meantime, I've got to work out what size we want this box to be. Okay, and that's why I'm not happy with this one, but I'm going to continue making it because it's a huge learning curve. But I don't know if you can see, it's not a nice lineal curve, not like this one here. This was about generation 5, so it's got a nice smooth curve to it. You can see it going like that, whereas this one is very abrupt and I can actually feel a ridge down there. But that notwithstanding, I'm going to continue with it because there is a huge learning curve. So I said I've been playing around with this type of box for over 10 years, trying to get the best way to do it. Hey, new member, JB Overalls. Heart, energy out to you. Thank you so much for joining up. I hope you enjoy the experience of the Woodworking Masterclass channel. A lot of this stuff that I'm putting up now, I will edit and put up onto the channel, and there's a few other bits and pieces that won't make it to mainstream YouTube in a separate video, but I'll put it into the members only area, and that way all of you that have decided to be members have access to it, and hopefully it'll help you with some woodworking dilemmas down the track. Okay, so now how to get this curve. There are several ways you can do it. This is my latest foray into the curve box, and I've got to work out how long I want it. But what I've got here is, I think it's about 10 mil. And where's a... Yep, no, 9 mil. No, millimetres, you twit. Okay, 9 mil piece of ply. 9 mil piece of ply there with a 5 mil piece of bendy ply. And if you don't know what bendy ply is, I'll show you what bendy ply is. I just had a piece of it. What did I do with it? What did I do with it? Oh, that's a long length. Look at that. Oh, put some of it in there. You buy it in sheets, obviously, because it's plywood. And this is one timber that I will use that is only 3 ply. Actually, I'm just trying to get this other camera in focus. Look at that. Okay. So this is a 3 ply, and look how much it bends. The reason for that is it has long grain here, tight short grain going the other way, and the idea is then it bends to shape. That's what I've used in that top, wherever it is. Oh, there. Okay, that's how I use that. So you get your bendy ply, put it in there straight, and then either vacuum or other type of clamping system, you push that down, and then that forms to whatever your mould is you're trying to achieve. So that's bendy ply. Comes in 5 mil and 7 mil. I've got both, but I tend to find the 5 mil at the moment is what I'm using most of. There it is in a longer piece. Yeah. So, what I've got here is a 9 mil piece of birch ply with a 5 mil bendy ply on top. The birch ply, the grain is running this way because I'm going to veneer the inside, and the veneer has to run at 90 degrees. The bendy ply, I've had to run it this way just because it won't bend otherwise. Now to get the curve, what I use, and I will post the exact sizes in the members community room to get this particular angle. Now what you do is, I'll just clean that up, hang on. Be back in a second. You have to be fairly precise when you're gluing this to that, and also when you're making this wedge up. So to get the right angle, I'll use this as a template. What I do, because that's not glued all the way down, it's got to come down a specific amount, which again, I will post in the member section. And then this is free. You get your wedge, flat edge to flat edge. And then you just work out how much of a curve you want, and that is determined by how much of the wedge you actually put in. So what I want to do at the moment is marry, hang on, I'm just playing with another camera. I want to marry this edge up with this. So at the moment that's a little bit higher, so this has to get bigger. So I just push that in a bit more, a little bit more. Okay, now that is level there and that's level there. So that is exactly the same radius as this one. So we'll just cut that. Whoa. Now I know how much I need. Did I mention how much I like that little bandsaw? It is a boppy dazzler. No, you're not getting the back, Anthony. School holiday, so he doesn't have to be doing homework at the moment. Okay, so again, push this in here up until the length that I want. Got a little bit more to go. Fraction more. Double check this end. It's not too bad. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is mark with a pencil down there. Ugh. Oh, you little mongrel. It's in tight anyway. Here we go. Glue this up. Don't be stingy with the glue. You can't see this, but when you're looking at the YouTube videos, you'll see that shot that I keep on adjusting that camera to. Okay. Don't be shy on the back either. I make sure that I get it up the thin end, because then as I push it in, it's going to travel down the wedge. Now, flat edge, flat edge to flat edge. And then push it down to that pencil line that you drew. Take any excess glue off. Then you cut this once it's dry. You obviously cut the excess off and plane the base flat. Let me just see how we're going there. So it's got to get in a little bit. And that's about right. So we just... Okay, so now that lines up with that, that lines up with that, that curve is the same. Same with that, that lines up with that, that lines up with that, boom. The reason I didn't use this one was because it's already got veneer on it and it's going to change our height a little bit. So that's all good. Now I was going to show you how to cut, but I don't think this is going to be dry in time. So we'll let that dry, and you'll find that the friction fit between that holding, you won't need to use clamps on that. That'll just dry hard and be all good. But I can't show you, but I can explain. When you're cutting angles like this, if you've got just a normal box with a normal mitre on it, oh, where's that? There you go. If you just got a normal mitre like this 45-degree angle here, no dramas, because what you do, you set your table saw up, tilt the saw. Now I'll tell you, I won't do it, but I'll show you. We'll go over to the saw and you'll see what I mean. Whoops. Sorry if you're getting seasick. Here we go. And this is stuff, you know, you think, oh, you should be able to work it out, but this really is. It's been one of those processes that, for me anyway, it's a total suck it and see. And it doesn't matter how often you've done something. If you haven't done something for a while, oh boy, you know, you've got to relearn that skill. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to actually use the saw, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. That is the challenge. Now, if I want to cut a 45-degree, all I've got to do is tilt my saw over so you can see the blade. Okay, so a little bit of blade, tilt it over to 45 degrees. Now, if I've got just a normal piece of timber and I want it square and I want to cut that at 45 degrees, I can set my fence up and then just slide this forward and that'll cut at 45 degrees. And I'm using the fence as a reference. However, when you're using that process on a curved top, what happens is when you've cut, you see you've got this weird shape here? Still 45 degrees off that flat, but we're going into complex angles. Now, what happens is when you want to do the other side, you turn it around, you try and put that on the fence, No way in the world. All right. You can use, I don't know if I've got enough room here. There we go. You can try and use a fence like this. Now that's good if your stop fits, but it doesn't fit because you've got this curve here. I've got about 3 mil in contact, and believe me, that could move and throw your cut out. Trying to keep that straight just by holding it, apart from the fact it's hairy because you're pretty close to the blade, I can tell you from experience, you don't get a clean cut. I don't care how hard you hold that. Yes, if you made a sled up with hold downs, yeah, you could possibly do it, but it's a lot of effort to go to. However, that's why I said I want to go old school. I'll come back over here now, and I'll just get that other camera. These are all the frustrating little nuances I had to put up with over the last few days. You know, you're lying in bed, you think you've worked it out. Oh, yeah, no, that'll work. Yeah, that's good. And then when you come down here, you go, no, that's not going to work. So anyway, let me just move this. I'll put this up here. I'm quite happy with that. That's quite nice. I was going to make another one today, but I don't think we're going to have the time for that. So I might do it during the week, but we might have a bit of a surprise stream tomorrow. If Theo, my man, comes, that'll be good. Oh, okay. Now the great thing about going dark side is, and this is brilliant. It's got all the little bells and whistles and everything you could ever want. I'm not going to put those in because I won't remember how to do it. But, okay, you can hold that. With this, you can reference the back edge. I'll give you all 3 cams on this one. You can reference the back edge on both sides. So here, where are we? Here we go. So here I can go 45 degrees. I've got the back edge referenced here. I can hold it to the angle that I want. And I can clamp it here if I want, or I'm not sure these might not be big enough. These do come with clamps, but I don't think, no, that's not going to be big enough for what I wanted. So I could just use a G-clamp, say. Even that bit of a bigger throat would be nice. But I can use that G-clamp to hold that against there. I'll have to use a different G-clamp because the saw's going to get in the way of that. Hang on. Wait a minute. We'll use a tension clamp. There you go. There you go. That's going to hold that in place. And then I can just saw straight down. I'm not going to do it on this because it's the size I want. And then to do the other side, of course, whoops, all I've got to do is loosen that, slide this to the other side, hold it, Move this around to 45 degrees, bang, and I can cut again. Just to make it look authentic. So, whoops. Yeah, so I can cut straight through. It doesn't matter then about this curve. It doesn't matter that these aren't straight or these aren't perpendicular on the ends because I've got this reference point. So I can then go, whoops, there we go. I can then go from this side to that side and just swing the saw around. That's rather than messing around building jigs, trying to get it right. And believe me, when you go a little bit off on a table saw, it's a bit scary. I had a couple of big bangs yesterday, which sort of made me do a quick count to 10. So sometimes old school is the best school, and that's where I'll be cutting these curved boxes on from now on. The old, as I said, I've got the the Nobex 180, and Ray, what's the other one? Is it a 120 or something? Nobex 120? If you could let me know, that would be good. Oh, and no, they don't come with a base. I screwed it onto a base myself because then I can just put it on the bench as I've done there. Or if you've got a designated bench, you can put it on a designated bench. And I'm seeing if I can, there you go. And that stays up, and then when you go and saw, you pull it back, it drops down, and then you can put it back up there again. Oh, do I do it right, Phil? Do I do it right? But yeah, it's funny. Sometimes we get so caught up with technology and the machines, we overlook the basics. And that came to me, it would have been about 2 o'clock this morning. I thought, why don't you use the Nobex instead of trying to stuff around using miter boxes on a bandsaw or trying to do it on the table saw. I can't do it on the picture frames guillotine because I can on one side, but I can't on the other side because I haven't got a straight reference point. So there you go. I hope you found that informative. I did, and I'm going to watch the video because I might learn something. Where are we up to? Let me have a chin wag. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. JB, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Tom, buy $1,000 worth of tools for only 25% a fortnight. Well, there you go. Sounds good. Oh, what sort of bandsaw did you get, Tom? Bandsaw is the go. It's a saw in my shed. Yeah, look, I would say I use my bandsaw more than any other saw, and I know I am plugging it. I'm going to do a shot of it only because I really, wrong one. There you go. When I first saw it, I thought, nah, I'm not interested. It's too small. Can't see the use for it. I won't use it in the workshop. But look at this. This is what I love too. Because it's so small, it's on wheels. So I can just push it around anywhere that I like. So there you go. 2 thumbs up. All right. 2 thumbs up. What is it? It's a record power BS 250 10-inch. Don't kid yourself that you're going to do resaw work with it or any heavy work, but just to have as an extra pair of hands beside the bench. But it's not going to be there for long because Anthony wants it up in his workshop, so it will go up there. Eventually. Would be good if there were. Well, funny you should mention that, Tom, because that's exactly what I'm involved in at the moment. I'm doing some work with someone who has got exotic timbers. Whereabouts are you? And we're going to be putting them online. The idea behind it is I'm going to make projects, aka strop, and you can buy the finished project or you can buy the kit form, or you can just buy bits of timber, and they're exotics. Ebony is going to be the main one, Macassar ebony, but we'll have Amboyna on there. There'll be some brigalow, Some stunning bells are coming online. So some really nice high-figured stuff, and it's going to be in small quantities, so you don't have to order a lot. You can just buy a little bit. And if you've got a special request, we can also make that piece of timber for whatever size you want to go. And if anyone out there does intarsia, we're going to have some pretty good specials on ebony for intarsia work as well. Hey Wesley, how are you, mate? You've been a busy boy. Hope everything is going well in the shed and it's not too cold over there for you. Why don't you use hot glue for that process? Look, you can, but I would, if you're talking about, I've lost it now. If you're talking about that process I just did, then the whammy hat. I bet you people think, how can he lose stuff so easily? It's an art form. I tell you, it truly is an art form, how I can lose stuff so easily. Where did I put the flipping bit? Or did I take it over there? Oh, I did too. So I didn't lose it, I just misplaced it. There you go. You could use hide glue. Brian, I think it was Brian that asked that question. Yeah, look, you could use hide glue quite easily, but this goes off in about 20 minutes. In fact, I doubt if I could pull that out of there now. And it's quick, you're not going to see it. I'm not going to get any creep. I'm actually getting positives from it instead of negatives. And by that I mean, with PVA, you get creep. So if you do some nice inlay work or some joints that are exposed, or you join two boards together, eventually you're going to get creep and you'll feel a glue line. Hide glue won't give you that. But in this situation, it really doesn't matter because the glue joint is hidden, it's strong, it's waterproof, and the best thing for me, it goes off quick. So when I stop streaming, I'm going to have a cup of coffee, then I can cut this up and I can continue working. It's going to be dry. So that's why I didn't go there. Has odd timbers in Perth, but it's 2.5 hour drive. It's trying to fairly decent locally. Oops. 45 minutes from one. I tell you what, Tom, I tell you, it's getting that cold up here in Queensland. I've nearly got me warmable blanket out of the linen cupboard and it'll be on my bed, keeping me very warm. Thank you very much. They make good blankets down at Warrnambool. I don't know if they still do, but yeah, well, this is going to be online. It'll most likely get sent through couriers. So keep checking back. I've got to upload and update my what do you call that thing? Website. But we've got the timber. It's just getting around to actually listing it and putting it on, and also there'll be veneers on there as well. Incidentally, Steve, I saw Anthony in these. Oh, there you go. Oh, he's coming up here in May. He's doing the Maloney show. I hope you said g'day. He's doing the Maloney show, and then I'm trying to get him to come in here to do a video, which would be good if he can. Yeah, I can't figure it out, Ray, the no-mix clamping system. But I tell you what I did do. I was talking to the good people at Promac. Phil, he's coming in soon, and he showed me how to use this, but I've forgotten. So that'll be a project soon, how to use that correctly. But it is a brilliant bit of gear if you want to match cornices or skirting, especially if it's on an antique piece that is no longer square. So yeah, that, and I'll get him to show me how to do the Nobex. That's a Nobex bit of kit too. I'll get him to show me how to do the Nobex sort of thing. Look, I think, quite frankly, just those little clamps that I was using, spring clamps, they'll work pretty well. I did manage to acquire some English elm logs from the council lands. Oh, and you're saying you can't get any good timber, Tom? I'll be down there tomorrow. Lovely. Actually, a friend of mine's just doing the Japanese coffee table. It's about 1,200 in diameter, I suppose, out of English elm, and he's burnt it. Oh, gee, it looks nice. Burnt it and then burnished it with Danish oil. I don't normally like the burnt look because it sort of takes me back to the 70s when I was a lad, and they used to use a lot of Oregon and burn it, and it was horrible. It was Spanish. What do they call it? Spanish feature or something or other. But this elm, when it had been burnt with a propane torch, gee, it looked nice. Yeah, so I hope that worked out for you, Brian. I hope you understand why I didn't use hot glue on that. Where are we up to? Oh, here we go. I didn't know. Oh, it's a 110. Okay, thanks, Ray. So Nobex 110. Yeah, all I did with mine, mate, was just got a bit of kitchen bench top from a friendly cabinet maker and just went through his skip, grabbed that, 4 screws, and I put a cleat on the back so it sits up against my bench. Great stuff. Oh, there you go. There you go. No, it's a nice little saw. As I said, when I first saw them, but no, it's just, it saved me walking over to the big one, and it's got a little blade in there. It looks to be about a 10 mil, and it does a terrific job. I've got to put a dust extractor on it though, because I haven't got a dust extractor on at the moment. Yeah, well, listen, yeah, help record along. They're nice. Nice people. Or, yeah, I don't know, I suppose, yeah, you could try it. I don't know. Give it a go, let me know how it goes. Oh, I tell you what, they had some nice ply. The other day, it wasn't 7 mil. A friend of mine was doing up his son's van. They were decking it out, and it was only about 3 mil, but gee, it was nice, only $30 a sheet. Bisecting, yeah, I know what it's for, master trade, but it's it's pulling it apart and putting it back together I have trouble with. Oh, dear. Oh, that's good, Ray. Oh, look, I'll give Anthony a ring in a week or so and we'll find out what's happening. I can imagine you be a little bit busy there, yeah. Jeff? Well, we're not going anywhere. So I said they build the Bunnings here, I'm selling my car. Tom, I still have to dry it myself. Yeah, look, I dry a lot of my timber too. Most of it, actually. No, I'll start, Jeff. You bring in a finisher. G'day, Derek. How are you, mate? Yeah, no, don't mention the band to Theo. He was in a band that's broken up. No, it's good. He's coming out tomorrow. So look, I think we might just go on and have a bit of fun. I don't know if we'll do any work. I know we're going to drink a lot of coffee, but we've got to plan what we're going to do. So there you go. If anyone's on tomorrow and you've got some ideas of what you'd like Theo and I to do as joint projects, bearing in mind I'm going to have my lathe here so I can use it and we'll have some fun. I'll show you how to use a skewer properly like a scraper. Oh, mate, I tell you what, if it's a small saw, you just don't push it hard, that's all. Just be close with it. Buffer Sam, g'day from Texas, New South Wales. USA, I go timber getting in Texas and New South Wales, but population 632. A little bit smaller than the Texas you come from, Buffer Sam. Well, I reckon that's about it. Did I cover everything? I didn't do the tessellations. I'll show you what a tessellation is. Oh, and I did have some cut out that I wanted to do. But basically, if you've ever heard of Escher, Escher is a master of the tessellation. And you get a piece of, let's see if I can find an easy one. You get a piece of whatever, fabric or timber or veneer in my case, and you cut a piece off and then you glue it back onto a different part of the same shape. And then you continue to do that, and here we go, yeah. It gives you a totally different shape than you started out with. So for example, well there you go, there's one I was playing with. If you've got diamonds here, that's how you can make the stars. But if you take a corner off the diamond and then cut it off there and put it back, now cut it out of here, where's my pointer stick? Okay, if you cut a little curve out of here and then glue it on here, you've got the same shape as what you've got here, but look at the difference. You've got curves in it. And then you can get carried away with all sorts of things. There's one in here that I really like with houses. Oh, there you go. There, you cut out this shape here and then you put it on the top, and then that will then fit into the bottom of this one, and you can end up with all these lovely shapes here. So I've done a bit with it in the past. The one I do like is that one, which I think I'll visit again. And it starts out with a square, and then you just change one cut, and it goes from square to hex angle to a transitional shape, and then to diamonds, then to louis, then to these, and then you end up at a hexagon. So we'll do that one of these days, or I'm going to do it again. That book, by the way, if anyone's interested, it's a sewing book. It's called Designing Tessellations by Jenny Beyer. The Secret of Interlocking Patterns. And it was close to $100. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to tell you. I bought another book. I haven't got it yet. But Jack. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Green something, I think. He does a very basic marquetry book, which is absolutely excellent if you want to start out in marquetry. Jack Metcalf. Got nothing to do with green at all. Jack Metcalf. And it's called Marquetry for Beginners, I think. But he's just finished spending years doing research into Thomas Chippendale's furniture. And there's stuff that Chippendale was doing with his furniture, with marquetry, with dyed veneers and construction, that we just don't know anymore. And he's actually researched it and put it in this great big, beautiful coffee table book. $110, I think it was, something like that, $130. In hardcover, or you can buy a paperback version for about $60. And I'm hoping to get that, and I'm really looking forward to that, because there's some of the stuff that I've seen done in the 1700s that I would love to be able to do nowadays, and perhaps that'll give me a hint, I don't know. But that gives me something to look forward to. Don't you let them get to you, Buffer Sam. I like the States. Do you want to get a plastic sack made? I solder some together and you won't break in a hurry. Mate, yeah, well, that's worth thinking about. I don't know what thickness. There is a product that Richard Vaughan, look, I'm going to give him another call. If I can find the phone, I'll give him a quick call, and then I'll find out about that marquetry thing. Let's see if I can find my phone. Oh, here it is. He's got some stuff that he got from some aerospace mob, and it is really, really thin, but by crikey, it's good stuff. We'll just see if he's in. Oh, 3 a.m. Richard. Well, thanks for hanging in with us for that long. No, I don't think he's in.
Richard Vaughan.
Oh, look, he is in. There you go, Mr. Vaughan.
Hello, Steve.
Mate, I am ruthlessly plugging your router workshop. You are live into the world at the moment. And because I showed him that little trick that I learned from you when you're doing a lot of the same shape. You glue one together and just use the previous one as a template.
Yeah.
And I said you were running another workshop, and I couldn't remember when.
Oh, well, I haven't chosen the date yet, so they better get in touch.
Well, there you go. So, was it richardvaughan.com.au?
Yeah.
There you go.
richard@richardvaughan.com.au.
Richard at richardvaughan.com.au. Give him if you're around Brisbane, or you can get up here. It's 2 days, isn't it?
No, just a 1 day.
Oh, it's just a
It goes
1
from
day.
10 till 4,
Oh,
and
it just seemed like 2. No, go on, keep going.
I'm saying it's the best router day they'll have. No two ways about it. It's $175, and that includes a bloody good feed.
Well, there you go. And I can vouch for those feeds. I go there just for the food because it's good. But no, you learn a lot. And for those of you that are a bit scared when you see me use a router, fear not, because you don't even turn one on. Richard does, but you don't. And mate,
We'll show and tell because there's so much to do. Everybody knows where the on switch is. We don't waste time with that. We just talk about the potential of it.
yeah, well, my on switch is actually underneath my router table, so I don't exactly know where it is from day to day. I sort of have to fumble to find it.
Yeah, well, we design a better router table in our workshop, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, bite my bum. All right. No, truly, Richard. Actually, I want to give you a call back regarding vacuum bags. But I'm just signing off now, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
So there you go. That's the man himself. So what did we get up to? Steve, oh, yeah. Okay, Jeff. I'll find out what that stuff is Richard uses, and I might very well take you up on that offer. That'd be terrific. Tom, Izzy Swan just released a video on a really cool bandsaw jig for doing concave convex boxes. Oh, okay. Thanks, Tom. I'll check it out. Izzy Swan concave boxes. Because I've been hitting this sucker for 10 years. And I've seen a lot of ways people do it, and I haven't found one that I particularly like, but I'll check out Izzy Swan. Thanks for the reference. You can solder. I can solder, but they don't let me turn it on. Right on top of my tongue, right on the tip of my tongue, on the tip of... That's the one. Good night, Richard. We said good night to Richard. I'm put a 20 mil perspex on the back channel to put flex in the plastic sheet on top. Yep, I have. Oh, okay. Oh, I'll see what this stuff Rich has got, because it's great. It's like Glad Wrap. You can stretch it. It is as thin as all get up, but it won't rip. It's awesome. So anyway, that's it. This is it. We did the strop. Cutting of concave surfaces. How to make concave surfaces. What else? How to router forms without losing your fingers. Very easy way to do that. How to fix a vacuum bag that won't work. I will, Jeff. Cheers. How to press stuff. And anything else we covered, I don't know. But I've had a great time. And so thank you for all the moderators that kicked in. Thanks for the new members that joined up. I really appreciate that. And for those that are new, if you'd like to become a member of the Woodworking Masterclass channel, you just whack the join button underneath. And that'll take you into the community. And what I do is I post videos that don't make it to YouTube onto the community. Also, any bloopers I come up with. I'm not... No, you're not getting the ones when the saw barked at me yesterday. But we're trying to build up a resource. So also, if you're a member and there's something you'd like to know, let me know, and then I'll do my very best to make a video about it. We'll either make a video on stream or off stream, and I post it up there, and it goes into the knowledge bank that other people can learn from and contribute to as well. If you like what you see and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification so you know when I'm online. Yes, I didn't stream last week, I'm really sorry, but hopefully this time is a guaranteed. Theo's coming on board. We're going to do a quick one tomorrow, but he's going to be on board in May, and I think there's going to be a Friday stream, so that might be a Thursday night for those of you north of the equator. In the meantime, I think my voice is just about gone. You want to know anything? Drop me an email at admin@woodworkingmasterclass.com.au. I'll update the site. Soon those carving tutorials will be on the members-only community website, and I'll get them up to my room, and I'll get them onto my website too once I figure out how to. And that's it. Be about it. Thanks again, JB. Really appreciate that. Thanks, Reginald. You know, you got to stand in the corner. We got to find who was standing in the corner. Danny, yeah, you got to be the new Danny. You're going to have to stand in the corner soon. Jeff, see you later. Have a good one, mate. Thank you, everyone that was in the chat room, everyone that was just watching, and everyone that just enjoys woodwork and makes these streams such a pleasure. So this is Steve pulling the shed door down, saying remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe, look after yourself, be nice to each other, and I look forward to having you in the workshop at the bench very, very soon. Till then, God bless. See ya.